Okay, so I wanted to do this video for women who constantly say to themselves, why do I keep attracting the same type of man? You are attracting the same type of man, so you are completely correct. But I want to explain something. This isn't because you've done something wrong, it's because the universe is inviting you to grow. So I want to use the analogy of the Mario Kart mushroom pads. So picture this, you're on the mushroom pad and we're going to call him Jeff, okay? Jeff is also on that mushroom pad, right? So Jeff enters your life like every other man has entered your life. Probably the most common pattern is he comes in, all guns blazing, super interested, and then you start to show a bit of interest back, and then Jeff does the classic, hot and cold. He might ghost, he might withdraw and come back, and you just feel really like, I'm sorry, I gave you time and energy, I was really open, I was really like ready, and you've just wasted my time, and now I've got all these kind of insecurities from your behaviour. Now what happens is, when you carry on engaging with Jeff on that mushroom pad when he comes back, you stay there. So essentially what you sometimes do is you repeat a pattern. So when he sends you a message, gives you a phone call, and you start interacting, you reset the dynamic because you go back to the same reaction you've always had to the behaviour, to the person. So it repeats. You need to learn how to interact with that differently. And the hardest thing is actually integrating that lesson of, I'm actually going to ignore you because you've proven you're inconsistent and you're not going to match me. You've proven that my time isn't considerate to you. You don't care about it. When you completely detach from Jeff, something happens. You level up. So you say, right, I'm not messaging Jeff anymore. And anybody that's like him that starts doing this performance, I'm not messaging them back. I'm not entertaining it. I don't even have to explain myself. I'm just not doing it. You then energetically upgrade. So you move to another mushroom pad. And now Jeff's got two things he can do. He can integrate what you've said and do the growth work and come and meet you on that second mushroom pad, or he can stay where he's at. 9 times out of 10, he's going to stay where he's at for quite a while, and he's going to interact with other women. So you might see, oh, Jeff's moved on really quick, he's got another woman, but that woman is on the same mushroom pad as him because they're attracting each other. So she's doing everything you used to do. She's responding when he replies. When he goes silent, she chases after him. So energetically, they stay there. What happens is that when you move on, when you decide, I'm not entertaining that, I'm not even having to explain myself, I don't need to argue with Jeff, I just need to stop interacting with it, and you hold firm even in that discomfort of following through on that, you move to that mushroom pad, and then you will attract other people that have done that growth to get to that pad. So when you say to yourself, I just keep attracting the same person, it's fundamentally because you haven't chosen yourself over that person. You've probably got really old wounds of people pleasing. And one thing I want to say compassionately to you women who are struggling with this is that it's the most difficult lesson to do, because you've been told that ignoring someone is unkind, or the fact that when they've been silent to you, it's triggered you. I completely get that. The only way to cut that cycle out of your life, painful as it is to meet it with silence. You can't try and explain yourself to them. You can't try and give them another chance. You can't try and get bogged down in that, because you'll reset the cycle. That person has shown you the level of effort they want to put in by their actions. And we have all, as women, trailed through the same situationship or dynamic for way too long because we think we're going to get a different answer. You have to learn the answer's not going to change. So when you do that, you pick yourself, your worth, and what you need is more important than what they need. Because at the end of the day, you clearly, if you don't want to keep attracting these people, you want something more from your relationships, and you're entitled to more. But the hardest part of that is saying, I want more for myself, so I'm going to walk away from this. And I'm going to put myself in a position where I'm moving away from half-assed energy. And if you're only with good intent, you come towards me. That's quite nerve-wracking. But it's not making you a bad person. And it's not that Jeff's a bad person. Jeff's just on his level and he doesn't want to do any growth work. But you do, because if you're itching, if it feels uncomfortable, if it's painful in your nervous system, it's because you're outgrowing it. It's not aligning with you anymore. So stop fighting that feeling. Stop being nostalgic over Jeff because one time he took you to Nando's, or one time he took you to this great lake retreat, or one time he told everybody one day she'll be my girlfriend. Whatever, like, little breadcrumbs or little cinnamon toffee swirls he left for you at any point were all just words, because his actions have been, basically he's done fuck all action wise. Leave him on his little mushroom pad, move up to the new pad. It will take time, it ain't gonna just happen. Accept that it's a process. But when you finally shut that door and say, oh, he DM'd me last week and I'm not fucking replying, that's when you'll graduate to your next pad, and you'll meet the people that then have the ability to energetically meet you where you're at. That's when you'll start seeing consistency, follow through, interest in you, because that person has already come from all those other mushroom pads like you have and learnt that they want more, and they've actually done the action to move forward. So, you know, unfortunately, you do have to say goodbye to Jeff so that you can enter future lily pads, future mushroom pads, whatever you want to call them, that have the right people for you. But be compassionate to yourself, because it is a long process. And anybody that tries to tell you 5 steps and to do X, Y, and Z, it's bullshit. Growth takes a long time. But every step that you say, I'm picking me over you, however small, you're moving in the right direction. So you should be proud of yourself.